I'm going to tell you today how I do practice my reading every single day, what kind of book I do read, and what was the first book that I started reading. There are lots of books you see. There are a couple of books here in the bookshelf. However, this is not like a bookshelf, but I call it a bookshelf because I can afford to buy a bookshelf. So there are a couple of books. There are more than, I think, 20. Let me count, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. Oh my god, there are lots of books that I have here in my room. I'm a person who is quite, let's say, what can I say? I'm quite of bibliophile person. I like reading book. I like spending time with book whenever I'm having free time in my room. So right now I'm reading one book. The book name is Men's Search for Meaning. If you have heard about this book, this is one of the best book. The classic tribute to hope from the Holocaust. The author of this book is Viktor Frankl. Yeah, actually, the author Viktor Frankl wanted to write this book without mentioning his name. He wanted to mention the batch number that he was given in the prison. In the concentration camp. But later he thought that if I don't give my name, if I don't refer my name here in the book, then how would people know who am I and what was my struggle? So it's a great book that I'm reading right now. Apart from that, I have one more book, Sapiens. I'm reading it. I have just started reading, and I have read a couple of pages, and I'm just trying to unfold good understanding that I didn't have before by reading this book. It's a great book. You learn about human history, how we evolved from many years, right? How we're evolving, how our cognitive faculty is improving, how in 70,000 years ago, how we became so apt at using fire and many things. So I'm learning all these things by reading and through reading. And I think we should all read, because reading always makes you quite different. That helps you to stand out from the crowd. That's how you speak really great, when you have lots of vocabulary, when you have plethora of point to include when you're speaking. Let me tell you, the first time the book I had purchased was this one. This was the first book that I had purchased that was in English, okay, which is in English. It is Rich Dad and Poor Dad. I think you know that, and most of the people, they think that this book is one of the helpful for financial knowledge. If you want to improve your financial understanding about the economy or money, then this book is quite helpful and really kind of really efficient to make you understand how money works in rich and poor life, how people think about money in rich in rich community, and how people think about money in poor community. It's a great book that helps you to expedite your understanding about financial aspect. And furthermore, I have a couple of books. I was not that good at remembering vocabulary. I was having lots of problem to use vocabulary in a way where I feel good, or I was having trouble to use vocabulary on the right time. Okay, therefore I was struggling to have a good book, and then I was suggested to have this book by one of my teacher. He said that you should buy this book, What Power Made Easy by Norman Lewis. It's a great book. If you are having this book, please read it thoroughly, peruse it, read between the lines when you are having when you are reading this book, because this book is having innumerable words. There are lots of words. There are kind of words which are really advanced and really captivating. If you're using them while speaking, this just makes you quite a cogent speaker. This sounds really amazing when you're using while speaking. And apart from that, I was having problem in the middle of my learning. I was having problem with my routine, how I would practice. How can I regulate my practice in a daily basis, on the daily basis? Therefore, I was suggested to have a book. This one, if you can see this book, Atomic Habits by James Clear. This was the book I was suggested to buy, and then I bought it because I'm a person who spends lots of his money after buying books than buying clothes. Right? I don't have much clothes, which are quite fancy, but I have good clothes which are. I have quite a good collection of books that are enough to support me in growing life or in improving my language learning ability. And there are many books. There are lots of there are two religious books. One is Gita and a Bible. And furthermore, I have a storybook by Sudha Murthy, Children's Treasury. It's a good book to read, and there are many books based on mind, based on peace of mind, how to control your mind, and many things. Such as I have Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Dr. Joseph Murphy maybe, yeah. So it's a great author. He is talking about how believing on a certain thing and thinking about certain thing for a long time would always, how it always helps you to manifest in real life. So it's a great book altogether. So I have a bunch of book here which I have collected in last 3 years, because I've been learning this language for last 5 years or 3 years. I think it's gonna be 4 years, including this year maybe. Yeah. So these are the books. You should be quite mindful about your learning or about yourself when you are thinking of, or when you are meditating on the fact that you have to be a good speaker. Because see, to be a good speaker, listening and speaking is not enough. You have to do other things as well, like reading. You have to do everything. I mean, if you are a learner whose mother tongue is Bengali or Santali, or could be Hindi or Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, or any other language, then what happened? We read, write, and listen everything in our own language. But now, when it's come to learning English language, we think that no, we should cooperate with this language by listening only. But I think that this is not a classic way to do. But I rather prefer you to, or suggest you to read, listen, read, write everything, do everything. All the columns of this language should be equally prioritized when you're learning this language. Don't think that if I read and listen, I'll be able to speak. No, you should be writing as well, because there are lots of people, there are lots of learners who are out of the league. They are quite efficient than I think I am, or you would be thinking you are. But the one uncommon thing that I see in them that I don't find in me is they are quite avidly devoted to their learning. They do it every single day. They even ruminate over the fact that how they can uplift their learning, and that's how they stand out, right? So that was today's video. I wanted to just show you how I have started reading, and what was the first book I started reading. So I have told you this was my first book I read at the very beginning of learning this language, and that time it took me moreover 6 months to complete this book. However, this is not that bulky. The pages in the book is limited to 300, 330 maybe. But it took me moreover 6 months, because see, when you're a beginner, when you don't know how to contemplate over the fact that you're reading, so it takes lots of time. Even reading one page feels like you're reading for an hour. However, you have just spent a couple of minutes. There was a time when I used to have such kind of mystical thing, thought going in my mind when I'm reading. But now I feel quite natural when I'm reading. I don't feel like weird as I used to feel. So this was a today's video. I hope this was quite helpful for you, and you would be thinking, why am I telling you about all this? I'm telling you because I want to inspire you, right? Because I'm from a place I don't have enough material here to support my learning. But however, I'm trying my best to have a have a fortifying standard in learning English. So this is today's video, and I will definitely see you soon. Thank you so much.